Welcome to the Wedding Songs Podcast, featuring newly released songs you need to know and the tried and true classics. Get song ideas from the time guests arrive until the last dance of the reception. And now your host, Matt Campbell, founder of MyWeddingSongs.com.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wedding Songs Podcast. I am Matt Campbell, and today we had Katy Kamali all the way from the Pacific Northwest to talk about wedding planning and wedding music and everything in between. So welcome to the show, Katy.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. I am so happy to have you here, too. I always have to start off with the first question being, do you have a most memorable moment at a wedding?
I feel like I do. I keep thinking about what my most memorable moment is. And I have to say, I think the most memorable moment for every wedding is just kind of the grand reveal and the client seeing the space for the first time, the guests entering in their oohs and ahs of everything, and then just at the end of the night, them just coming and thanking me for a great event.
Yeah, I would think that as well, because that is your pinnacle moment of you spent all of your time decorating this room. It's perfect. And now hopefully the reaction is, oh my gosh, this is like fireworks are going off.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
If you could just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your company.
I've been planning weddings for 19 years now. I live in Portland, Oregon with my husband. I have 2 stepsons and 2 children of my own. And so we're pretty busy. But yeah, our company is Bridal Bliss. We've been around for 21 years. Nora Shields started the company out of Gonzaga University, and I joined her a couple years after she started. And we've grown to about a team of 14 of us, both based in Portland and Seattle area.
That's a very big team. That's something incredible that you guys have really built up. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, us too.
So when couples hire you, do you have a preferred vendor list that you use?
You know, we do. We love working with vendors who not only take care of us, but take care of our clients. We don't require our clients to work with them, but we definitely want to make sure that they're licensed professionals and all of the things. We don't want your uncle who's a DJ on the side or your aunt who's a florist who has never done anything like that. But we definitely want to work with professionals and make sure that everyone's vetted before we recommend them, for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing like hiring a baker and then the Leaning Tower of Pisa falls over as guests are arriving.
We've just talked about having a situation like that at a wedding where the family member wanted to bake the cake and it fell apart wedding day.
That's a memorable moment. I was listening to a podcast recently where a guy was taking pictures of the room before anybody got there, and he swung the arm of the camera and knocked the cake, but somebody was there, I think the planner, and then they fixed up the cake before anybody arrived.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This one we had to actually call a local baker and have them makeshift a cake out of something to recreate a whole new one. So that was entertaining.
Wow. So are you seeing any wedding trends in 2023 that you think are going to carry over to 2024?
You know, I'm seeing smaller guest counts, which I do love. I think inviting your nearest and dearest is definitely something worth, especially when you want an elaborate wedding or just based on budget. It's nice to be able to do a little bit more for those guests. My other one is I really love either no bridal party or the bridal party not standing up at the ceremony, just taking their seats amongst the guests. I really think that there's something special about the ceremony being just about the couple and their officiant, just saying their vows amongst their family and friends and not really having to worry about what the bridesmaid looks like in that photo and then her being mad at you because you posted a picture and she doesn't look good, or vice versa with the groomsmen.
I love that idea. I'm wondering if that carried over from the reception where DJs are hating the idea of having to introduce everybody in the wedding party. And then the trend started of let's just introduce the bridesmaids all together and the groomsmen all together. So we're not 20 minutes in.
Totally. Especially when it comes to a time crunch. And then the bridal party is always stressed out. They're like, what are we going to do? I'm like, you're just going to walk in. Don't do a song and dance. We have to get to dinner. People are hungry.
They've already been drinking for 2 hours. Time for a quick break to let you know about the Wedding Music Letter. It is a weekly newsletter of deep dives into wedding song ideas, including walking down the aisle, the first dance, dance and the last dance with everything in between. On the last day of the month, you get a list of wedding songs discovered from the prior month. Plus, for paid subscribers, you get a list of trending songs by tempo, including slow dance songs, mid-tempo songs for the background music, and party hits to rock the dance floor, along with backtracks trending. Give it a try by going to my website, myweddingsongs.com, and on the main menu is a Join Now button to try it out. Now back to the episode. Do couples typically ask you for help with their music to play at their weddings?
We usually send them a song list of just songs to kind of think about prior. If they do want our help, we definitely help advise some ideas. A lot of the times it's onesie twosie songs here and there. It's not like the entire playlist, but we're more than willing to help. But we always leave it up to the professional too. We definitely don't want to tell the DJ, play these songs, and then there's an empty dance floor and we're to blame.
It's always teamwork, like we said in past podcasts, but I think that picking the music, you definitely have to leave certain things up to the wedding couple, like the first dance. There's no DJ in the world that will ever pick a couple's first dance song anyway. Are you seeing couples making any changes from the traditional weddings? As an example, getting rid of the cake cutting altogether or the bouquet toss, garter toss?
I don't think I had any bouquet garter tosses this entire season. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing that go away. I'm seeing the cake cutting. If they are doing a cake cutting, they're not making a deal out of it. It's kind of like, let's go do sunset photos. We'll go slice the cake for the photo, but we don't need to make a whole deal where everybody's crowding around us for that moment. I'm seeing a lot of that. And then I've seen a lot of more, I think, choreographed dances, but it's not as awkward as they've used to be in the past. They're actually like nailing it this year.
They're practicing.
They're practicing a lot. Yeah. And they're hiring good people to help them.
Yes, many DJs, even the first dance, many DJs will tell their couples to just practice in the kitchen, just practice, because you don't want that to be your first dance and the first time you've done it.
Yeah. Or when you see the groom just counting the steps, he has to take the whole time. You're like, no, you need to enjoy this.
That's great. So just as a side question, what percentage would you say of the couples that you're booking that you are actually present at the reception?
I am present 100% of the bookings. Yeah. Post-COVID, there were obviously some weddings where we were double booked. We had reschedules, things like that, but I'm typically present 100% of the time.
Are you booked then as a wedding day planner and that's part of the package?
It's part of the package. Yeah. We do design and execution of the wedding day too.
Interesting. So then, because you're at every single reception, are there common songs that you're seeing that may be unexpected during the reception that you're thinking, wow, I haven't heard this and everybody's going wild, or songs that are really getting everybody involved?
A big one here in Oregon, because of the University of Oregon, is Shout, because they play that at all the football games. So that's really fun. There's your typical Mr. Brightside, all of the We Are Family, things like that. I guess I haven't really heard a ton of new ones, but I've definitely heard some ones that I would love to never hear again.
We all have those.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to answer this, but this is one of the debates, even in the song Shout. Do you have the Isley Brothers version or do you have the Animal House Morris Day version playing? And a lot of DJs around always select the Animal House version. Do you have any preference of what's being played up in your area?
So they play the Animal House version because the football team and Ty from Modern Family, they did a whole music video to it. So they play that version, and then they actually, if they can play the video too, they're playing that video alongside.
Well, there you go. You've heard it here. Can you give any tips to couples that are planning their weddings?
Yeah, I think hiring professionals and just putting your trust in them. I mean, we all do this for a living. And one of my clients said it best to me once. She's a heart surgeon, and she goes, Katy, at the end of the day, you're not going to come to me if you need heart surgery and tell me how to do surgery on your heart. And so I just knew that I could trust you. I did my research, all of that kind of stuff, and I just let you do it. And I couldn't have been more thrilled. And that to me really resonated. I'm like, you're so right. I don't go to my dentist and tell them how to clean my teeth. I don't go to any vendor to tell them what to do my way. I put my trust in them, and I would hope that my clients would do the same. So I think that when you hire professionals, definitely listen to what they have to say. A lot of the time I do give feedback if there's a reason why I don't recommend doing something a certain way. way or not, but just kind of trust that whole process.
Awesome. Thank you. Great tip. Are you seeing any particular type of music in your area of what's really popular right now?
I'm seeing a mix of everything. Clients, if they want jazz, we play a lot of jazz. We'll play it obviously during cocktail hour or dinner, the non-danceable stuff. And then I had a wedding a couple weeks ago that was probably 75% all country music, but it kept the dance floor packed because they just knew their crowd. I definitely think while you want to control the music, giving your DJ the reins to just kind of making sure that dance floor is packed the whole time. Obviously giving them a set list of, I will stop talking to my Aunt Jeannie if this song comes on to play to dance, but just kind of trusting that process and not necessarily nitpicking every single song for every single minute of the night.
I can't tell you how many times at 7:45, I want this song played. Okay, yeah, but what about the time to take off the dress? You're forgetting all this other time.
Totally. Yeah. Well, and I had a client do that once, and the dance floor was empty the whole time. And the aunt came up to the DJ and she's like, "Why are you playing this stuff?" And he was like, "The bride was adamant." And I just went up to her and I was like, "Hey, no one's dancing. Can we please switch it up?" And she's like, "I guess so." And as soon as we did, the dance floor was packed the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's such a hard topic with couples that I always tell them that if they want to incorporate their type of music, do that during the cocktail hour, do that during dinner. But the dancing part, exactly what you said, if you know your crowd and they love country, play the country. But if you love your music and you get 3 songs in and nobody's dancing, or even 1 song in and it clears the dance floor,
Totally.
it's the DJ's job to let's switch it up at that point. Is there anything else you want to talk about weddings and music today?
No, I don't think so. Hire a good DJ. If you're going to hire a good DJ, make sure they can do a great job emceeing and obviously keep the dance floor packed.
Cool. Well, before we go, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and how they can contact you?
You can reach us at bridalbliss.com or on Instagram, it's at bridalblissnw.
Fantastic. So are you sharing pictures from your events on your Instagram page?
We definitely are.
So make sure you check that out. Stay tuned for next week for our next wedding pro interview.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Songs Podcast. Never miss a future episode. Subscribe today to our podcast. Follow us on Facebook at My Wedding Songs and send us a message about playlists you would like covered.